Continuing on from our first video, we will now talk about Venus. Quick note, this video is the second in a series exploring the entire solar system. If you would like to check out the first video, I will leave it in the description. But anyway, let's get straight into the video. Venus is the second planet from our Sun, clocking in at 100 million kilometers away. This planet is very unique, mainly because of its atmosphere cooking the surface, but more on that later. The planet itself is different than most people would imagine. I mean, its surface is exceptionally smooth when compared to Mercury, and its actual composition is a rocky planet almost like Earth, and it's also very similar in size. Earth's diameter is roughly 12,800 kilometers, and Venus's is about 12,100. Pretty close if you ask me. Despite having a very Earth-like composition, its surface is still very interesting, so let's tackle it. We have already said about its smooth surface, but what it actually is. It is many different volcanic plains, almost like stitched together, but there are two large continents that stand out to us. First is Ishtar Terra in the north, and the second is Aphrodite Terra in the south. Both are probably the biggest ones that we can see on Venus. Now let's talk about the atmosphere that I hinted at earlier. It is pretty much pure carbon dioxide, and this has some bad effects for the planet. You will probably already be aware of the greenhouse gases and the effect that they can have, but this wouldn't be too much of a problem if Venus wasn't as close to the Sun as it is. However, because of the atmosphere, Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system by far, and this also has some effects. Did you know we used to think that there was life on Venus because the atmosphere was literally impenetrable? Everything was left to speculation by our scientists. But then sadly missions came along and debunked this. Venus is way too hot now for life. However, there is some evidence that it was habitable at one point. Anyway, I digress there a little bit. But did you know that Venus actually has a longer day than a year? It's kind of weird, but with that little bit of information, this video ends. But before you click off, would you mind subscribing if my content helped you at all? Thanks a lot, and the next video in this series shouldn't take too long.